Okay, so this is where we left off. It's starting to look a little bit more like a bear, but not really. We're going to give it a little tail here, a little puffy tail, and we're going to do that by creating a star. So we're going over to our rectangle tool, putting the star in, and I'm going to hold down Shift, and I want my star to be a width of about an inch. Okay, so more or less. Okay. And so I'm going to go to the center mark, move it here, and then I want to get a lot closer to it. So I'm going to do Control plus. Okay. I want you to see what I'm going to do. So one thing I'm going to do is, do you see this plus minus button? I'm going to drag this down. And I'm going to do this until I have 9 points. Okay, so that's one thing I'm going to do. And then to make the arms shorter, I'm going to come up here to this radius, and I'm going to make the arms a little bit shorter, a little puffier that way. In fact, I might even do it a little bit more like that. So it's a little bit more like that. And I'm going to change the color to the dark brown that I got there. Great. And I'm going to come up here to my window and my view, and I'm going to do fit artboard and window. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag it into position using that center button. Okay. And then I'm going to do object, arrange, send it back. Okay. All right. So that's what I've got. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of click on this. This is what this looks like now. Um, looks okay. And now I need to put in a nose and a mouth. And I'd like my nose to be kind of this section inside this head. So what I'm going to do is select the bear's head. And I want everything that I draw to fit inside the bear's head. So I'm going to come down here to the toolbar where it says drawing modes. And I'm going to draw inside. I want everything I do to draw inside. Okay. And so now I'm going to come to where it's now a star. I'm going to change it into an ellipse. And I'm going to draw a circle here. It's going to be on the bear's head eventually. So it's going to be about this big. I'm actually going to make it a little larger. I'm going to come over here to fill in my properties box and choose black. And so now I'm going to drag this, and I want you to see what's going to happen. And the reason why it's going to happen is because I did that draw inside. If I'm moving this over, if I get to the edge here, it stays within the line, so there's no overlap. Okay, looks cool. Now I'm going to give it a little smile. So I'm going to come up over here to the ellipse. And remember, the draw inside tool is still there. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to draw, and I'm going to go over the line, doesn't matter. And I'm going to change the stroke weight to 2. And the stroke is black, so that's okay. And I'm going to click on drawing modes down here and go back to draw normal. And now if I click on the selection tool, if I deselect everything, look, it stops there. So I've got a nose that stops at the outline, and I have a line that stops at the end. Okay. All right. So I'm going to keep on trying doing a few things here. I'm going to select this chamfered rectangle, and I'm going to change the fill to a lighter brown. Okay, quite a bit lighter. And I'm going to choose Edit, Cut. So it disappears. Okay. Now I'm going to select the body of the bear. I don't know why it's not selecting, but I'm going to select the body of the bear. Okay. I don't, wait. Okay, there's the select the body of the bear. And then I'm going to go here. Ooh, okay. And I want to draw in. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. So I selected the body of the bear, and then I'm going to choose draw inside. It's not letting me do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is do edit, paste. There it is. Um, but this a little bit. All right, so I'm having trouble selecting this and going down to and finding the draw inside. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to go to view outline. And this time I'm going to go to the center and select it. And then I'm going to see if draw. I'm also going to try the direct selection and see. Okay, so now, now with direct selection and now draw inside is okay. All right. So I figured that out a little bit. So I'm going to go back to view VPU. Okay, so I got that. Now remember, I have loaded up that other rectangle. So now I'm going to paste it and it's staying inside. Yay. So I managed to solve that little problem of mine. Okay, so now I am going to go back to draw normal. And okay. So I'm going to go back to draw normal. Okay. And I am going to, with the selection tool, I'm going to select this, and then look what happens. Everything's selected. The inside rectangle and the outside bear. So the bear body is now a mask, and this now, because both of these have been put in here and this one has been put inside, this has been transformed into a clip group. So look over here on the properties panel. Do you see how it now says clip group at the top? So with that clip group selected, I'm going to come down here in properties and under quick actions, I'm going to click on isolate mask. Okay, and so this allows me to choose one of these things, either the inside or the outside rectangle. So I'm going to choose the inside rectangle and I'm going to move it down because I want this to be just the belly. Okay. And I'm going to press escape to get out of isolation mode. Okay. So this is what this looks like now. Okay. Starting to look more like a bear all the time. You know what? I'm going to do isolate mask again, and I'm going to move it just a little bit further. Okay. I'm going to press escape, and there I go. Okay. All right. So I have my bear done, and I want to paste it on the flyer. So there's a couple of things I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to select everything on this page. So I'm going to do here, and I'm going to do select all on active artboard. Okay. So I'm going to copy it by doing edit, copy. And now I'm going to open up that other file. So file open. I'm going to go to that flyer folder. Here it is. I'm going to click on the blank artboard on the right to make it active. And then I'm going to fit the artboard in the window by, um, there it is. And then I'm going to do edit, paste. Okay, there's my bear. And at this point in this contextual text box underneath it, I'm going to group it. Okay, so now it is just one object. Okay, bear's done. Yay. So now if I click on it, it's just one bear. Okay, and then I'm going to be moving. I can move this bear along and move it around. Okay. So now I'm going to convert my hand-drawn text into vector art. Right now it's a JPEG, which means it's a rasterized image that can't be scaled up. So I'm going to turn it into a vector image. So I'm going to go over here to File, and I'm coming down to Place, and I'm going to click on my hand-drawn text. And then I'm going to click here to do this. Now, if this is overlapping, kind of move this down because we need to do some things with it. Okay. So I'm selected this Trek image. It has this orange X across it. I'm going to do Control plus a couple times. And I'm going to now look under this contextual box here. I'm going to click on image trace. Okay. Cool. And now I need to come into here, and in my properties down below, it says image trace. If yours doesn't say that, come into the window and you can click on image trace and do everything that way. But for me, it came over here, and I'm going to click on this preset and then change it from default to 3 colors. Okay. And I'm now going to click on, I'm going to open this right next to this image trace. It says here, then there's preset, and then right over here is an image trace. It says open the image trace panel. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to change some things. So I'm going to change the number of colors from 3 to 2. And then I'm going to press tab. You know what? I need to click on this advanced thing. Okay, so I've got this. Now on the paths, I'm going to change this to 100. Then I'm going to tab it. For corners, I'm going to change that to 25. I'm going to tab it. And on noise, I'm going to do 50. And so the higher you can reduce noise by setting a higher value. Okay. So I'm still in this panel. I'm going to come down here to ignore color. Click on it. Okay. Wait. Okay. Ignore color. And now I need to tell this vector graphic what color I want to ignore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my toolbox and sample, get my eyedropper tool. And then I'm going to click I'm going to come next to I'm over here in properties, and I'm now going to click that option, and I'm going to come over here and sample the yellow. So I just said, this is the color I want this vector graphic to ignore. Okay, so that was a lot of, you may need to rewind because that was a lot of going from one eyedropper to another, but this is where I'm at. All right, So now there are a lot of different options here in this panel. But one of the things I'm going to do is go back to the properties panel, and this text is still selected. I'm going to click the expand button at the bottom of this. And when I did that, doing that, this, text is no longer an image tracing object, but it's now composed of shapes and paths that are grouped together. Okay, so now let's clean up this artwork a little bit. And so with this selected, I'm going to come up to Object, and I'm going to look for Path, and I'm going to look for Simplify. Okay. And this appears here. And so I can come down here, and this is now the reduce anchor point slider. So this will make there fewer anchor points. It kind of makes it bumpy. I'm not sure I really like that. And so I could, kind of go to the bottom to do that. Another thing I can do, and this is what I prefer, is to do the auto simplify button. I like the way that looks a little bit better. That's kind of the default option. And in this box, I'm now going to click on the advanced panel. So these are the settings. Gives me a lot more options here. So here in this dialog box, I could simplify the curve, all the way to the right if I wanted. But I think I'm going to put it to the left a little bit. I think I'm going to do it, I don't know, maybe around here. Okay. So I still want it to look hand drawn. And same here for this corner point angle threshold. I can kind of push this down a little bit until I just like it. So I kind of like it around 95 or so. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm going to press OK. Okay. And I want to come up here and I'm going to say View Fit All in Window. So here is my background stuff. Here's my bear. Here's my logo that I'm going to put here. So I need to make sure I have the selection tool selected. And I'm going to drag the bear over. And my bear is going to go, I don't know, around here. And then I'm going to drag this over. With this one, this is the midpoint center, so I'm going to do that. For this one, I have to figure out where I want this. And then when I have it the way I want it, I am going to save it. File save. Okay. And I'm also going to export it. Export as a PDF. I'm going to change the name of this. And this is going to be Wilkerson A 2 underscore, or actually just let me do this. Wilkerson K flyer, and I'm going to export that. And that is what I'm going to submit.